Traveling families can have it tough as it gets harder and harder to reserve seats on airlines without paying extra fees. Parents are having a more difficult time getting seats next to their children. Here with the story is WSJ middle seat columnist Scott McCartney. Hi, Scott. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, Tanya. Good to be with you.
So, Scott, do many airlines now not let you reserve seats at all in advance without paying a fee?
An increasing number. So Spirit, Allegiant, and Frontier all require fees for advanced seat assignments. British Airways has been doing the same thing for some time, several international airlines as well.
And so what are these fees for exactly?
Well, in some cases, you can pay to get extra legroom seats, and the number of seats allocated to extra legroom is increasing because there's demand. So that makes it tougher to get a free seat. But many of these seats, most of them, in fact, are what airlines somewhat arbitrarily labeled preferred or reserved for elite level travelers, and in some cases they're not available to regular travelers until check-in, and in other cases you have to pay a fee for a regular seat. No extra benefits with it, just pay it to reserve.
So the seat options for families that don't want to pay these fees are getting smaller and smaller. Tell us a little bit about the family fee that's been popping up. As a mom, this is very annoying.
Well, that's sort of what I've dubbed it, because if you're traveling with a group and you want to sit together, it gets increasingly difficult. Even when there are free seats available, it may be a string of middle seats down the row, and that doesn't work for families. So families are in some ways the target for this. If you want to sit with your kids, you got to pay the fee, or you take the risk at 24 hours before departure of getting your boarding passes and getting seats assigned together. That's unlikely. You get on the airplane, you have to horse trade with other passengers to get seats together, and that's aggravating. So the family fee, if you want that certainty, you more and more have to pay the fee.
And we should mention these fees add up. I mean, if you're traveling with a large family, all of a sudden you're paying hundreds of dollars more than you thought you were.
Yeah, so here's an extreme case. A family with roots in Texas, but spread out all over, and they take a big trip periodically. So they're all going, 27 of them, to Nairobi, Kenya. They have 9 kids under age 10 in that group, and they're flying British Airways. They want to sit together. There are 4 flights involved, from the U.S. to London and then on to Kenya and back. And if they pay the British Airways fees, they're looking at $6,000 just for the guarantee that they can sit together.
That kills me. And I guess there's also legislation inching its way through Congress over this, right, Scott?
The Senate has actually unanimously approved a measure that's added to the FAA reauthorization bill that would require airlines to offer essentially their lowest cost option to require them to seat families together at the lowest cost. So if they do offer free seats, it would have to be free. In the case of somebody like Frontier, which charges for every seat assignment, they would have to guarantee them seats together at their lowest fee.
Yeah, I think airlines don't realize they're angering people who have to sit next to a stranger's child as much as the parents. So thank you so much for that, Scott.
Very great to be with you.